Hello there, everybody. Welcome back. I'm here to be talking about Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, which is a new documentary series that has been released on HBO Max, or Max as they like to call it now, in collaboration with Investigation Discovery. And it dives into, as the title says, the dark side of kids TV, specifically what happened at Nickelodeon and how the toxic work environment and on other cases, really disturbing cases of sexual abuse to minors happened during the time of some of these stars, during shows that we grew up watching, stuff like Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show, all that. And he even dives into the recenter, shows like Victorious and iCarly, and really just, it all mostly centers around, there's other people that are discussed, but it mostly centers around the really bad and disturbing behavior of Dan Schneider, who was the creator and really high up figure at Nickelodeon. And it's a really fascinating, I remember when I first heard the trailer of this, I was really curious to watch because we did hear about some rumblings of stuff that went on, especially when Dan Schneider was originally parted ways with Nickelodeon around the time that the Me Too movement really took shape. And there was some rumblings of some former actors and actresses coming out with their stories. Like the most famous one, which I don't want to say this is what got the ball rolling, but this is the first main one that I remember hearing about, which was from Jeanette McCurdy, who was one of the main characters, Sam Puckett from iCarly. She made a book called I'm Glad My Mom Died, which obviously, she dives into some personal issues with her, mom and her relationship in that aspect, but also the bad stuff that she experienced and went on while she was with Nickelodeon. And she doesn't list Dan Schneider specifically. I believe it's just called the creator, but it's pretty obvious that's who she's talking about. And then we started seeing a bunch of the kid actors from all that, and seeing Drake Bell himself show up and talk about his very heartbreaking and emotional story about how this disturbed, sick individual, Brian Peck, essayed him. And it was done many times, and he dives all into that. And so it just shows how the kids, how they were treated, and in some cases, really, extreme like that, but also just, little jabs and, jokes and, stuff that the kids were, forced in a way and made into doing certain joke segments and all, on all that. Or there's this one, I can't remember the name, but it was Fear Factor for kids, some of the dares that the kids had to do in, which looking back and you see a lot of how this stuff in the adult lens, it's really creepy on some of the jokes, especially I remember there was this one going around with Ariana Grande from Victorious doing some stuff with a potato, or pouring water on herself upside down, and how the camera's angled. And even on Zoe 101 with the main actress from that show, how there was how it was shot with the one character was trying to open this one of those push-up bars or something, and how the thing squirts onto her face. And even the pickle boy, which is the predator himself, and some of the scenes there, you really start to see all this stuff in a different light. And it's shocking how a lot of us, obviously when we were younger and all, I didn't really watch the earlier shows All That or The Amanda Show. I did watch iCarly, Victorious, some Drake and Josh. So it's just crazy looking it back on these lenses, and it's just really sad and horrible that the behavior from Dan Schneider, and how creepy he was on set, how we see that he had people always giving him massages. There was that one scene that we see in the documentary where he gets in fully clothed into the pool with Amanda Bynes, who's a minor at the time, in her bikini. And there's so many stuff like that, and you see from two female writers from the Amanda Show how they felt they were treated very badly, and there was like a sexism going on. And even some of the black actors, the kids, were talked about how they felt like they were treated different because of their skin color, and they were like the token, kid for these shows. And it's I think it's really powerful, and I highly recommend checking out this documentary. It's 4 episodes, and it just really gives another perspective on the stuff that we grew up watching. And it's really sad that this type of behavior was allowed, and your heart breaks for the kids, and you feel bad like for the 2 women writers. But at some point, it's hard to really speak about it like that, but there's many adults who work on these properties and shows. There had to have been some adults that were like, hey, some of this stuff is not okay for the show. Like, some of these jokes go too far. You gotta stop treating people this way and that way. And it's just crazy how, like, a lot of the blame and all is getting directed on the predators, like Brian Peck and the Handy dude and what he did, and Dan Schneider, which is, of course, like, they're bad people. They deserve all the bad press and how they're being talked about. Like, they deserve all that, because screw those guys. But there has to be some acknowledgement on a lot of the adults who worked on these shows. They didn't, either they didn't really step up, or they were too scared to, which I can't put myself in their shoes because I don't know what it was like on those sets. But there has to be some type of a, adults, even though they're not your kids, you should try to look out for them, because they're still just children. And so there's so many, dozens of people worked on these shows, and no one, I get he was over bossy and rude and really, mean and a lot of bad stuff. I just think that there could have been other ways for people to really stand up and be like, this is not right, or go to higher ups, because he isn't he's really high up, but there were still people above him. That's how he got fired when the Me Too stuff was really coming into play. So I just think that this should not have gone on at all, or for this long, or any of that. But still, I feel bad for the 2 writer women, of course, all the kids, and just it makes sense why a lot of these kids turned out messed up and have a lot of troubles and problems in their grown-up life because of how they were treated and marketed. And just, it's really heartbreaking to see, especially looking back. I don't think I could ever rewatch these shows because of how knowing all this. But again, truly important documentary, really powerful stuff to watch, especially Drake Bell's story in particular. Not to say one person's traumas and all outweighs other people's, because a lot of people have suffered, but how open he's been about this experience, and even his dad talking about his story, and just having them both there talking about it was really powerful stuff to watch. And it just breaks your heart. And it really, he even put out a music video which relates to his experiences and how he's trying to be better and change. And it's an incredible song, and this was a phenomenal documentary. It sheds light on so much that we didn't really know about, and I really hope it starts a dialogue, which I know a lot of people that I chat with at work, or friends, a lot of us are talking about it. So I really hope some changes happen, not just for kids in the industry, but just for people in general, to not be treated in this way, because it's really sickening and heartbreaking to see. So this was bleak and sad, I understand, but I just had to talk about it because I had a lot of thoughts on it, and that's all I had to say about Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I know I've been gone for a good minute, but I hope to start bringing more videos to you soon. It really means a lot for me that you guys continue to check out my videos. And if you want to hit the bell as well to get notified when I upload and subscribe, that would be great. And comment down below, have you been able to watch all these episodes? There's 4 episodes out of this thing, and it's highly recommended. Again, please let me know down below if you've seen it or not, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.